First of all, I want to thank everyone so much for having me here today, and I'm incredibly honored to represent the Center for Autism and to tell my son Eli's story. And the video got me crying, so sorry. I put on makeup today, and it doesn't matter. I'm the stay-at-home wife and mother of 6 adorable and amazing little maniacs. My son Eli is number 3 in that brood. When he was about 18 months old, I really started to notice little differences with him. When he would walk into a room, he would find whatever light fixture was above and walk around it in circles, looking up at it out of the corner of his eye. And he couldn't do anything else until he had done that. By the time he was 2.5, he could count to 100 forwards and backwards, knew all his ABCs without problems, knew every shape imaginable, including a dodecahedron, which is a 12-sided shape. I didn't know either. But he couldn't follow one-step instructions. Pick up the cup, get your coat, come here, things like that. It was like when we were talking to him, he would look through us. He didn't understand the words that we were saying. I didn't know, to him, it was like we were speaking a foreign language. I'd been exposed to autism and on a more severe level through a cousin's child. And I recognized a few of the symptoms, but I had absolutely no idea where to start. So I enrolled him in preschool at the small Catholic school where my 2 older children were attending at the time. He was a little young, but the class was small and they needed another child to fill out the class, so we gave it a shot. I told the teacher about my concerns, and she agreed to look at it, let me know what she thought. I was really excited to have someone with experience watching different children develop at different speeds look at Eli. And it only took a week for her to tell me he needed to go to see a speech therapist in Coopersville. So we saw the speech therapist in Coopersville, and he was enrolled in the Early Childhood Development Delay program there. I told both his teacher and parapro, again, about my concerns, and they agreed to keep an eye on things. So they watched, and I watched carefully. He gained some speech and seemed to understand a few more things, but by the time the next school year started, we all agreed things weren't getting better, they were getting worse. He had started having full-scale meltdowns. One of the most concerning developments was that he'd begun to bang his head with his fists or hit his forehead on the floor when he would get frustrated and upset. We all 3 agreed it was time to have him evaluated for autism. We went to Ottawa Community Mental Health, and they agreed that he showed significant signs of autism, referred us on for a diagnosis and therapy. I was given several options where to take him. But the very night that we had met with Ottawa Community, I saw a little bit on the news about the new Center for Autism, and there was something that spoke to me about a facility designed specifically for the challenges that Eli was going to be facing. It felt right. Who else is better to do that? Joe Woodruff gave me a tour of the facility my first time there, and he made me feel comfortable and secure the first time I walked in the door. He was welcoming, and he made me feel like Eli was going to be in great hands. He knew what he was talking about, too. Dr. Krishnan evaluated Eli, and we finally had our official diagnosis. He only scored a 27 on his initial VB map. We finally had an answer. I had fought for this, for him, for over a year. I'm going to do it again. We finally had an answer. Once it was official, I have to admit I cried. I wept every night for a week. And then I realized, okay, it's time. We've accepted this. Let's move on to focusing on what's going to make Eli better. It was April in 2013 when it was our turn on the waiting list, and we got to bring Eli to Dr. Krishnan and his team of ABA therapists at the Center for Autism. It was a very, very difficult 5 months. 5 months of worry and fear for his future and feeling incredibly lost. On the first day we walked into CFA for therapy, Eli only communicated in grunts and numbers. If he wanted Cheerios, he would stand at the gate and scream 26. For rice checks, it was 13. Took us a while, but we figured out those were the numbers of on the side of the box for the grams of whole grains. He only ate cereal or macaroni and cheese. He would only eat out of a green bowl with a green spoon or a green plate and a green fork. When visiting friends or family, I would always travel with a spoon, bowl, and macaroni ready to heat up if he was hungry. He's not showing any potty training signs at all. Any snacks he was served had to be served in quantities of 5. He would only wear green shirts or shirts with the number 5 on them. He was rigid in everything, and any variation from the way he was used to would result in a massive meltdown. I was 8 months pregnant at the time, and he was so unpredictable that I was nervous every time he snuggled me because he would randomly hit himself or anyone around him. Eli had many wonderful and amazing therapists at CFA, or 5 school is what he called it. But I can remember from the first day I dropped him off, Amanda, I was a nervous wreck leaving my amazing and challenging and particular child for 4 hours without me for the first time. But Eli was immediately drawn to Amanda. He had absolutely zero hesitation, and she and Stephanie were the first of many amazing therapists he would work with over the next 14 months. The change and growth in Eli seemed to be so sudden. One day we were driving home from therapy, and every overpass we came to, he would say, over, under, over, under. I don't think my husband and I will ever forget that. He was communicating with words, real words, and using them correctly. Such heavenly words, over, under. Suddenly it seemed like something clicked. His therapist had given him a door, and it started making sense. Every 3 months we would sit down with Rebecca and Stacy and go over in such amazing detail every exemplar that he had mastered. And every single time it floored me. Page after page of word after word and idea after idea that they had taught him. Things we take for granted that our children learn through observation, like this is a couch. It goes in the living room. We sit on the couch. By the time he started kindergarten, the therapist at CFA had helped him master 2,275 exemplars. His VB map had gone from a 27 all the way up to 160. While doing this, they never once made me feel like a failure as a parent for not being able to teach my children. They encouraged me. They helped me find ways to reach him. Now he's speaking not only simply words, not just full sentences, but complete and complex ideas. He's in the 1st grade and mainstreamed in school. He's social and friendly. He's reading at a 2nd grade level, and they can't find a math test or spelling test to get him to miss a single thing. His teachers love him. He loves to draw Angry Birds and Pokemon comics. He eats with the same silverware as everyone else and the same plates as everyone else, which are still fun because, well, they're kids and it's the only way they eat. But no more green everything. He tries most of the foods I make for dinner. The entire team at CFA became part of our family. When we participated in the Autism Network's 2014 Walk for Autism, so many of them drove on their weekend, on their personal time, all the way out to Coopersville to walk with his team. They check in with me to see how he's doing. They genuinely care, and it shows not only in their words, but in their actions. Don't get me wrong, life is not perfect for Eli. He still stims whenever he's overwhelmed. We call it Tarzaning, but he's not hitting his head. He still struggles when there are changes in his world. A substitute teacher, even one he knows for days in advance, will rattle him for at least 2 or 3 days. Long weekends and events like his birthday party can just be too much for him. He's still autistic. But now, thanks to CFA, not only do I have the tools to help him find his way through difficult times, but he has a way to tell me that he needs help. Just last week, he couldn't find the shoes he wanted to wear. He found one, not the other. And he came up to me and said, "Mommy, I think I'm having a meltdown," and collapsed into my arms. I've never been so heartbroken and so proud at the same time. He recognized the need, he expressed it, and he helped me help him through it. Hope Network CFA and the team who works there didn't just help our world make sense to Eli. They helped us learn how to enter his world, how to understand and appreciate things from his unique point of view, how to learn from him, anticipate his struggles, so that we can minimize them for him the best we can and help him get through them. They gave us the gift of our son. Hope Network and the Center for Autism and the people who work there are nothing short of miracles from God for us. Thank you.